primary school. That's a wiki time for science, and today we will start a new lesson of new unit, unit 2. So before we start this unit, I want to remind you what we have studied in the last 2 episodes. عايز أفكركم تاني درسنا إيه في الحلقتين اللي فاتوا. We have studied a very important lesson which is mass and weight. درسنا درس مهم قوي اسمه الماس والويت أو الكتلة والوزن. And we have differentiated between mass and weight. We know that, or we have studied that mass is the amount of matter that found in the body, but weight is the gravitational or the attraction force by which the body is attracted. عرفنا ان الماس هي كمية المادة الموجودة في الجسم، لكن الويت او الوزن هو قوة الجذب او قوة جذب الارض للجسم. And also we know that weight is measured by a spring scale, but mass is measured by many scales or many balances. انواع كتير قوي من الموازين بتخص الماس او الكتلة such as balance scale, 2-arm scale, 1-arm scale, sensitive 2-arm scale, 1-arm scale with a pointer, 1-arm digital scale, and so on. And also we know that mass is measured in units of gram, kilogram, and ton, but weight is measured in 1 unit, which is Newton, to the great scientist Isaac Newton who discovered the gravity. عارفين كويس قوي ان الويت بقيسه بوحده اسمها نيوتن، زي او عشان نكرم العالم المشهور قوي اسحاق نيوتن هو اللي اكتشف الجاذبيه. And also we know that mass is a fixed value. الماس قيمه ثابته and it doesn't change from place to another. Imagine that if your mass on Earth 50 kilogram, what happens if you go to the moon or you went to the moon? Your mass doesn't change. It will be also 50 kilogram. And your mass also will be 50 kilogram on any place in the universe. عشان كده قلنا ان الماس ما بتتغيرش، الماس ليها شخصية. قلنا كده حاجة فاني شوية، الماس ليها شخصية قوية ما بتتغيرش خالص من مكان لمكان. So again, mass doesn't change from place to place. So what about weight? The weight changes. الويت بيتغير أو الوزن بيتغير. ليه؟ Because weight depend on the place of matter, the mass of matter, the distance from the planet center. الويت بيختلف من مكان لمكان حسب وزن، حسب كتلة الجسم، حسب الماس، حسب مكانه هو موجود على الأرث ولا المون ولا جوبيتر ولا أي كوكب. And also the place or the distance from the planet center. كمان المسافة بينه وبين مركز الكوكب. So mass doesn't change but weight it changes. الماس ما بتتغيرش لكن الويت أو الوزن بيتغير. And also we have studied how to solve problems of mass and weight. We have 2 rules to solve any problem of mass and weight. Let me remind you with the 2 rules of this. We have 2 sacred triangles like that. First triangle is that weight on Earth equal mass by 10. Second triangle deal with weight on Earth and weight on the moon. Weight on the moon. Weight on Earth, weight on the moon by 6. So again, we have 2 triangles, number 1 and number 2. We use those 2 triangles to solve any problem of mass and weight. So by these 2 triangles, we can solve any problem of mass and weight, and we have practiced more and more the last episode. And don't worry, if you didn't watch the 2 episodes of mass and weight, you can watch them on YouTube, on the Facebook, our page on the Facebook, on any source. You can watch those 2 episodes of mass and weight, and also how to solve a problem of mass and weight. And so today we'll start Unit 2. Unit 2 has 2 lessons which are heat conduction, the lesson of today. النهارده إن شاء الله درس اسمه heat conduction أو توصيل الحرارة. And the next episode or the next week إن شاء الله we have another lesson which is measuring temperature أو قياس الحرارة. So let's start our lesson today which is heat conduction أو توصيل الحرارة. So I have a question before I start this lesson. Why do we feel hotness and coldness? Why do we feel hotness and coldness? ليه بنحس أو بنشعر بالحرارة أو بالبرودة؟ Okay? I have another example. When you touch a hot glass of tea, what do you feel? You feel hot. يعني لما ألمس كوباية شاي سخنة بحس بالحرارة. Why? Again, when you touch a hot glass of tea, you feel what? You feel hot. Give reason. I have a very simple answer. عندي إجابة سهلة جدا للسؤال دوت. That says because heat transfers from the hot glass to your hand. Because heat transfers from the hot glass to your hand. So, because heat transfer from the hot glass to your hand, or we can summarize that heat transfer from the higher temperature object to the lower temperature object. So, if you touch a hot glass of tea, what do you feel? You feel hot. Why? Because which one is higher in temperature? مين أعلى في الحرارة؟ my body or the hot cup of tea? Sure, the hot cup of tea is higher. So heat transfer from what? From the hot cup of tea to my hand or to my body. So I feel hot. So again, I feel hot. Why? Because heat transfer from the hot cup or the hot tea to my hand. Or I can say heat transfer from the higher temperature object to the lower temperature object. Or I can say also the heat transfer from the hot object to the cold object. So again, I can summarize what I said. الحرارة بتمشي ازاي أو تنتقل ازاي من الجسم الأعلى حرارة للجسم الأقل حرارة. So heat transfer from higher temperature object to the lower temperature object. So another example. What happened when you touch a cold glass of water or a cold glass of iced juice? You feel what? You feel cold. You feel cold. Why? Because heat transfer from what to what here? Because heat transfer from your hand to the cold glass. الحرارة تمشي ازاي؟ من ايديك بقى المرة دي from your hand to the cold glass للكوب البارد أو الساقع. So again, you feel cold. Why? You feel cold when you touch a cold glass of water. Why? Because heat transfer from your hand to the cold glass. So again, I can summarize what I said. Heat transfer from the high temperature object, which here is my body, to the lower temperature object, which is here the cold glass. ممكن نلخص كل اللي قلناه. Heat transfer from what to what? From نكتب مع بعض. From hot to cold. From hot to what? To cold. Or from higher temperature object, الجسم اللي حرارته أعلى يعني اللي هو فعلا hot. Higher temperature object to the lower temperature object. Okay, so again, heat transfer from what to what? From hot body to cold body, or from higher temperature object to the lower temperature object. So what happened if you touch a hot glass of tea? What happened again if you touch a hot glass of tea? Imagine that I can draw what happened here. Imagine that this is your hand, okay? And this is the cup of hot tea, okay? What's the temperature of your body? We know from our previous study in primary 4 that the temperature of the normal body is 37. عارفين كويس قوي حرارة الإنسان الطبيعي 37. So what about the temperature of the hot tea? Imagine that it will be, for example, 80 Celsius. So which one is higher, 80 or 37? Surely 80 is higher. So here temperature passes or travels from the hot cup to my hand. The hot cup to my hand. So what about, or what happens, sorry, when you touch, your hand is like this, touch a cold glass of iced juice. Cold glass of iced juice. That's cold glass and that's hot glass of tea. Okay? What happened? Your temperature is also 37. So what about the cold glass? It will be, for example, 15 Celsius. So which one is higher? 37 or 15? Surely 37. So we can say that heat transfer here from my hand to the cup of iced juice. يبقى معلومة مهمة جدا بنغلط فيها في التعبير in Arabic في اللغة العربية. We can say I got hot and we can say I got cold. No, got cold مش صح خالص. يعني مفيش حاجة اسمها باخد برودة. في حاجة اسمها باخد حرارة أو أدي حرارة. That's the science. Science بيقول لي كده. Science بيقول لنا we can gain heat نكتسب حرارة from the hot glass of tea and we can lose heat ممكن نفقد حرارة in or in the case of touching the cold glass of iced juice. Again, we can gain heat ممكن اخد حرارة or lose heat. لكن مفيش حاجة اسمها gain coldness اكتسب برودة. So a very common way to lose your heat when you are sick. لما يكون حد فينا عيان ونحب ننزل حرارته. We do what؟ بنعمل ايه؟ We use the very cold handkerchief نستخدم منديل بارد جدا that is wetted with cold water on his body. نستخدم كمادات. ليه؟ To lose heat عشان اخليه يفقد حرارة. To gain heat or to lose heat, surely to lose heat. Or to take heat from him to the cold handkerchief عشان اخد حرارة منه اديها للمنديل اللي مبلل بالمية الباردة او ممكن كمان يكون منديل فيه تلج او اي شيء يسحب منه الحرارة. So again I can say that heat transfer from the higher temperature object to the lower temperature object, or I can say heat transfer from the hot body to the cold body. So we can make a definition for heat. عايز نعمل definition للهيت. وقلت اكتر من مره بنحب قوي الطالب الكرييتيف، الطالب المبدع اللي بيعمل definition from his own من اختراعه هو الشخصي. I can say heat is that it's a form of energy هي نوع من الطاقة that can transfer from higher temperature object to the lower temperature object, or in another word بكلمات تانية ممكن أقول له heat is a type of energy that can transfer from hot body to the cold body. Again, I can say heat is a type of energy or is a form of energy that transfers from higher temperature object to the lower temperature object, or from hot body to the cold body. So let us see the definition of heat. Heat again is a form of energy that transfers from the higher temperature object to the lower temperature object, or from the hot body to the cold body. So again, the definition of heat is a very important definition, and we can see it by our own mind. ممكن أقوله بطريقتي أنا الشخصية بابتكاري أنا الشخصي. Again, heat is a form of energy that transfers from the higher temperature object to the lower temperature object, or from the hot body to the cold body. So, what about the importance or the uses of heat? هي أهمية الحرارة في حياتنا. We have many importances and uses of heat in our daily life. For example, first in our daily life we use heat in what? We use heat in warming the house. تدفئة المنزل. We can use heat in warming the house by electric heater, by gas heater, by any heater. أي سخان أو أي دفاية can warm our house. ممكن يدفي المنزل. Also we can use heat in heating water. تسخين الماء. Again we can use heat in heating water. تسخين الماء. Also we can use heat in cooking. الطبخ by many stoves, by any stove. gas stove بوتاجاز بيشتغل بالغاز, electric stove, and so on. Okay, we can use heat in cooking. Also we can use heat in drying the wet clothes. Drying the wet clothes. ده أنا بنشف بيها الملابس المغسولة by the heat of the sun. عن طريق حرارة الشمس. Again by drying the washed clothes. By drying the washed clothes. So another example or another use of heat in industry. Second, in industry we have many importance of heat in industry. عندنا أهمية كتير جدا للحرارة في الصناعة. Such as what? Such as processing food. Processing food تصنيع الأغذية. Again, processing food زي تصنيع الغذاء. We can use heat in many industries of processing food. Also, we can use heat in the industry of glass. صناعة الزجاج or making a glass. Again, we can use heat in the industry of the glass. Also, we can use it in the industry of paper. The industry of paper is depending on or depends on the heat energy. Again, the industry of textiles, الأنسجة أو المنسوجات, also depend on the heat energy. And at last, what's meant by temperature? تعريف مهم قوي وكتير قوي مننا make confused بيتلخبط بين heat energy and temperature. We said that heat energy is a form of energy that transfer from higher temperature object to the lower temperature object. So what about temperature? Temperature means what? إيه معنى درجة الحرارة? Temperature means that the degree of hotness or coldness of a body. معناها درجة سخونة أو برودة أي جسم. Again, temperature is the degree of hotness or coldness of a body. So let us see the definition of temperature. Temperature again, درجة الحرارة. It is the degree of hotness or coldness of a body. It is a degree of hotness or coldness of a body. هي درجة سخونة أو برودة أي جسم. So again, we must differentiate. لازم نفرق كويس قوي بين heat energy الطاقة الحرارية and temperature درجة الحرارة. Again, heat energy is a form of energy that transfer from the higher temperature object to the lower temperature object. So what about temperature? Temperature here, it is the degree of hotness or coldness of a body. هي درجة سخونة أو برودة أي جسم. So, we can measure heat by what? We can't measure heat by touching because sense of touch is not accurate. يعني مش ممكن أقيس الحرارة أبدا باللمس لأن حاسة اللمس is not accurate. هي مش دقيقة. So, we can measure temperature by a very important device or a very important tool. جهاز مهم جدا أو أداة مهمة جدا which is the thermometer. Thermometer أو thermometer. It is the tool that is used to measure the temperature. So again, temperature is measured by thermometer. Temperature is measured by, again, thermometer. So again, temperature is measured by what? Is measured by a very important tool. أداة مهمة جدا بنسميها thermometer. And إن شاء الله we will have next week or next episode, next Thursday, we will have a very important lesson about thermometers or about how to measure temperature. إزاي قيس الحرارة. So again, temperature is measured by thermometer. So we will have now a very important activity. وهنشوف له إن شاء الله فيديو بعد فترة قليلة قوي. Very important activity to know how or what is the difference between good conductors of heat and bad conductors of heat. يعني هنعمل activity دلوقتي مع بعض عشان أفرق بين بعض المواد اللي هنسميها good conductors وبعض المواد اللي هنسميها bad conductors. Again هنفرق بين المواد اللي هنسميها good conductors والمواد اللي هنسميها bad conductors. The activity says that stick a button on a ruler, spoon and a pencil. يعني هستخدم 3 حاجات هما ruler مسطرة بلاستيك, spoon metal أو metallic spoon معلقة معدنية and a pencil for example. Okay, using molten wax باستخدام الشمع الذائب. Then fix them at the edge of the container using a clay. يعني نرسم مع بعض what can I do? I will have a bowl like this. نستخدم bowl. For example, you can do this experiment at your home. It's very easy and it's very safe at the same time. في experiment ممكن أعملها في البيت لأنها very easy very safe آمنة جدا. لكن في experiment ما ينفعش أعملها في البيت. For example, here I will use what? I will use for example 3 spoon 3 معالق. Number 1 from metallic spoon. Number 2 from plastic or plastic ruler أي حاجة بلاستيك مش شرط إنها تكون spoon. Number 3 it will be wooden spoon. Okay, and put on each one of them a button. هحط على كل واحد منهم أو هلزق stick on each one of them a button by what? By molten wax. عارفين الشمع اللي بنستخدمه لما النور يكون مش موجود. I can use the molten wax to stick the 3 buttons here. Okay, and after that what? After that I can put boiled water or very hot water. يعني هنصب ميه very hot ميه سخنه جدا. So what happened here? What happened? Surely the buttons will fall. يعني لما يحصل كده melting للواكس انصهار للشمع the button will fall. So what will fall at first? يعني مين الباتون اللي هيقع at first? The metal spoon or the plastic spoon or the wood spoon? Surely the metal spoon. Why? Because it feels hot or because it transfers heat faster than the plastic spoon and the wood spoon. يعني هنا هحس ان الميتال سبون هوصل لها حرارة أكتر أو سخنت أسرع faster than the 2 other spoon. Why? Because we can say that metal spoon is a good conductor of heat يعني موصل جاي للحرارة that can transfer heat easily or can get hot easily. But what about the 2 spoons? They will be or they can or I can say them are bad conductor of heat. Or I can say they are bad conductor of heat. Why? Because they don't transfer heat or they don't get heat very easily or very fast. So أقدر أقسم المواد لنوعين which are what? Which are good conductor and bad conductor. Good conductor and bad conductor. So let us now see this video to show how to transfer heat through materials. Look here, I have 3 spoons. 3 معالق as I said. Metallic spoon. Okay, in the middle, and the plastic spoon on the right and the wood spoon on the left. Okay, and put wax on each one of them. حط شمع على كل واحدة منهم. Why? To stick the button. عشان نلزق زرار على كل واحدة منهم. Okay, put wax on each one of them to stick the button. Okay. Also again I have how many spoon? كم معلقة؟ 3 spoon or 3 things made of metal, plastic, wood. أي حاجة مش لازم يكون spoon. ممكن for example pencil from wood, plastic ruler بدل المعلقة البلاستيك. Okay, and stick a button نلزق button زرار at each one of them at the same area or the same place في نفس المكان. Okay, what happened when I pour hot water? What happened when I pour hot water? Surely all of them gets hot, but which one of them gets hot faster? لكن مين منهم هيبقى hot faster أسرع. Okay, again I will pour hot water, very hot water. Why? To know which one of them gets hot faster. مين فيهم هيسخن أسرع، أو مين فيهم هسميه good conductors، مين فيهم هسميه bad conductors. Okay? Look here. I pour hot water, very boiling water or boiled water. Look what happened to the metallic spoon. I have an arrow here. هنا حطينا سهم عند السبون ميتال ليه؟ لأن هي أول واحدة will fall the button. هتوقع الباتون أو الزرار. Okay? Look here what happened. Wait. What happened to the button? It will fall. Why? Because the wax melted. Because the wax what? The wax melted. So let us complete our lesson about heat. We have differentiated now between two types of material which are good conductors and bad conductors. Good conductor again and bad conductor. So after we have poured hot water, what we have found, اكتشفنا ايه او لقينا ايه? We have found that some materials get hot faster and easily and the other gets hot slowly. So we can differentiate. ممكن اقسم كل الماتر into two types which are, again, I can differentiate matters into two types which are good conductors of heat, good conductors of heat, and also bad conductors of heat. Okay? Okay, good conductors means they got hot fast, they got hot very easily. Okay, so let us complete our or this experiment to know the definition of each one of them. طب لو عايز اعمل definition لكل واحد منهم, again I said we like the creative pupil. بنحب قوي الطالب المبدع who can make a definition from his own. So here I have three spoon or three things: the metallic spoon, the plastic spoon, the wooden spoon. Which button falls faster, or which one of them gets hot faster? Surely the metal spoon. So we can make, or we can say that the button falls from the metallic spoon at first. So conclusion, we can say that different materials differ in conducting heat, such as aluminium or wood and plastic, or metal, wood and plastic. يعني أقدر أقول له إن المواد المختلفة بتختلف توصيل الحرارة. Again, different materials differ in conducting heat, such as aluminium, wood or plastic. So another activity, put 4 different rods. activity تاني هنحط 4 different rods، 4 سيقان مختلفة. In a beaker containing hot water, such as copper, aluminium, iron, and so on, and put the beaker on the flame, like the picture which we will see after a while. And after a while, touch each end of the 4 rods. Look here. I put what? I put 4 rods: iron, plastic, aluminium, wood. This experiment or this activity is done to differentiate between good conductors and bad conductors. يعني الهدف من برضه التجربة دي هو نفس الهدف اللي فات بالظبط. I put what? Iron, plastic, aluminium, wood in hot water and touch each one of them, but touch carefully. ألبسه بس بحرص شوية. Okay? Iron, plastic, aluminium, wood. What happened, or what I can find? I can find that iron and aluminium gets hot faster, but plastic and wood gets hot slowly, or aren't hot with the same degree. هم مش سخنين بنفس الحرارة. So I can say that our conclusion, materials are divided into 2 types which are good conductors of heat or conductors, and the bad conductors of heat or insulators. يعني ممكن أقسم كل المواد لنوعين هما conductors أو insulator أو مواد موصلة ومواد عازلة للحرارة. So again, good conductors of heat and the bad conductors of heat are the 2 types of material which are divided according to the heat conductivity. So I can say that we can divide all matters around us into 2 types according to the heat conductivity, which are good conductors of heat and the bad conductors of heat. So what's meant by good conductor of heat? Can I make a definition for good conductor of heat? Yes, I can make a definition easily. عايز أعمل تعريف لgood conductor. I can say they are materials which allow heat to flow through, and they can get hot easily. يعني بيوصلهم الحرارة بسرعة جدا، ممكن كمان يسخنوا بسهولة جدا أو بسرعة جدا. So let us see the definition of the good conductor of heat. We can say good conductor of heat are materials that conduct heat and let heat flow through. Again, they are materials that conduct heat and let heat flow through. So what about the examples of good conductor of heat? We have many examples: iron, aluminum, copper, gold, silver, or we can summarize ممكن نلخص كل الميتالز. All metals are good conductors such as iron, aluminum, copper, gold, silver, nickel, sodium, potassium, mercury. We'll know about mercury more information the next episode ان شاء الله. ان شاء الله هنعرف ان في حاجه اسمها mercury ميتال اسمه ميركوري لكن هو الوحيد اللي ليكويد ميتال. اوكي ان شاء الله في الحلقه الجايه لما نتكلم عن thermometer. So again iron, aluminum, copper, gold, silver, all metals are good conductors of heat. So what about the bad conductor of heat? I can say the bad conductor by adding one word. عشان اقول bad conductor يعني ايه؟ هضيف كلمه واحده بس. ايه هي؟ are material that don't conduct heat. Don't conduct ما بتوصلش حراره. And don't let heat flow through. كمان ما بتسمحش انها تسري الحراره فيها او تسمح الحراره انها تمشي جواها. So the main difference between the two definition is the word don't. الفرق الوحيد بين كلمه good conductor و bad conductor هو كلمه don't conduct heat and don't let heat flow through. So the two definitions are very easy and we can summarize them by that. Good conductor of heat are material that conduct heat and flow through and let heat to flow through. But what about bad conductors? They are material that don't conduct heat and don't let heat flow through. So what about the examples of bad conductors? So we have many examples such as wood, glass, plastic, paper, air, and so on. Again, wood, plastic, paper, glass, air, wool, صوف كمان برضو بعتبره من bad conductor and so on. Okay? So we have now life application. Life application يعني ايه؟ تطبيقات حياتية. So what about life application? It means that how can I make use of what I have studied. يعني ازاي بستخدم اللي درسته تطبيقات في حياتنا. يعني استفيد منه ازاي؟ ازاي اتعلم منه في حياتنا او ازاي افسر منه اي حاجة بشوفها حواليا. So again we have started today a very important and simple lesson at the same time. درس مهم جدا سهل جدا في نفس الوقت. ايه هو الدرس؟ The heat conduction توصيل الحرارة. We have differentiated in this lesson between two types of materials which are good conductor of heat and the bad conductor of heat. Good conductor المواد اللي بتوصل الحرارة بسرعة جدا such as iron, copper, aluminum, gold, silver, nickel, mercury أي metal. So what about bad conductor of heat? They are materials which don't conduct heat and don't let heat flow through such as what? Such as paper, plastic, glass, wool, air and so on. So how can I make use of this phenomena? ازاي استفيد من الظاهرة ديت؟ We have many applications like that. In cold countries في الدول الباردة windows are made in double sheets. يعني بنعمل الشبابيك فيها double sheets of glass فيها لوحين او فيها شريحتين من الزجاج with air space between them وفيها كمان air space بينهم. ليه ده كله؟ to ensure preventing leakage of heat عشان امنع تسرب الحراره. to ensure اتاكد preventing leakage of heat امنع تسرب الحراره. يبقى اتاكد تماما من منع تسرب الحراره. Imagine that I have a window like this, okay, and this window contains what? Contains the glass, okay. It isn't enough. ده مش كفايه. I will have another glass sheet like this, okay. Why? So I have another glass sheet and also I have air between them. So how many insulator here do I have? هنا عندي كام مادة bad conductor of heat أو عازلة للحرارة. Number 1 glass, number 2 air, and number 3 glass again. So I have 3 materials which are bad conductor of heat. Again, 3 materials which are what? Which are bad conductors of heat. So I make what? I prevent leakage of heat, or I make sure to prevent what? To prevent leakage of heat. أمنع تسرب الحرارة. Leakage of heat. Okay? So if this phenomena is come in the point of give reason, imagine that you have a give reason question. In cold countries, windows are made in double sheet window. Why? So the answer will be very easily to prevent leakage of heat عشان أمنع تسرب الحرارة. Because what? Because glass and air are bad or good conductor. Surely glass and air are bad conductor of heat. So now we'll have a picture for this double sheet window. It's a very useful especially in very cold countries. هو حاجة مهمة جدا أو يعني بيستخدموه بشكل كبير جدا بس في الدول الباردة جدا طبعا أكيد مش مصر يعني. Okay, so again I have a picture here نشوفها مع بعض. I have a picture for the double glass sheet window. This is a double glass sheet window that contains or includes two glass sheets عنده لوحين من الزجاج and air space between them. Air space between them. Why? To prevent leakage of heat عشان أمنع تسرب الحرارة because what? Because air and the glass also are bad conductor of heat. So again, if this question is come and give reason, you can say that to prevent leakage of heat because air and the glass are bad conductors of heat. Okay? So now another live application, or again because air, as I said, is a bad conductor of heat. So now another live application or another activity. I now want to know. هنا عايز أعرف بقى مين الميتال اللي good conductor أو is the best metal in conducting heat. اتفقنا من شوية إن كل الميتالز good conductors. Iron, copper, aluminium, gold, silver, nickel, sodium, calcium, mercury. كل دول good conductors. عايز أعرف دلوقتي which one of them is the best conducting heat. Is the best conducting heat metal. مين أحسن metal توصيل الحرارة. So I can make another activity. I can put 3 rods for example. هستخدم 3 سيقان for example from copper, from iron, from aluminium and put on each one of them again molten wax and put a button in each one of them and put all of them in very hot water or very boiling water to show what happened and which button will fall first. So here activity says that put 3 rods on of iron, aluminium and copper on a flame like that, and again I put what? I put wax on each one of them and I sticked a button on each one of them. لزقنا على كل واحد منهم زرار to know or to see which button will fall first. طبعا الباتون اللي يقع الأول أكيد هو ده اللي هيكون عنده good conductor of heat. أو هو is the best metal. هما كلهم good conductor بس هو هيكون is the best metal in conducting heat. So here I have aluminum, copper and iron. So after this activity we will find that metals differ in their heat conduction and we find that copper conducts heat faster than aluminium and also copper conducts heat faster than iron. Why? Because the button on the copper falls first. اللي بيقع في الأول في الحالة ديت هو البutton on the copper rod الزرار على ساق النحاس. So again we can say that copper is the best conducting metal. Copper is the best conducting metal in heat. So copper conducts heat faster than aluminium and also faster than iron. Again, copper conducts heat faster than aluminium and also faster than iron. So again, another live application. تطبيق حياتي مهم جدا. And we can see this application or this live application in our daily life, especially the ones who ride or who take metro or trains to their place. الشخص اللي بيركب مترو كتير أو بيركب قطر ترين هيشوف كويس قوي الظاهرة دي. Look here, the railway tracks قضبان السكة الحديدية have gaps or have spaces between them like that, like this image. And I have another image like this. Look here, the railway track have what? Have spaces here or have gaps. Why? Why the railway track have gaps or have spaces? Okay. Now let us explain this phenomena in very simple word. Okay. طب عندنا قاعدة بتقول لنا إن any metal أي معدن can expand by heating. ممكن يتمدد بالحرارة. So imagine that I have 2 tracks. عندي 2 tracks. عندي تراكين أو قضيبين السكة الحديد. Imagine that number 1 without gaps بدون أي gaps خالص. And second one with gaps. Okay. Second one with gaps. Number 1, number 2. The rule says that القاعدة بتقول لي إن each metal or all metals expand by heating. Expands or expand by heat. بتمدد بالحرارة. كل المعادن. Okay. So what happened if this first track has heat or exposed to very heat of the sun. What happened here? It will expand. So what happened? It will make bending. هيحصل له انحناء like that. And it will cause accident. So this track isn't practical مش عملي خالص and we can make or we can't make tracks like this. اوكي ما ينفعش خالص اعمل track بالشكل ده. But what happened here is the track here is exposed to heat. اتعرض للحرارة, it will expand and it will touch each other like this. And after a while in winter, if there is no much heat, لو مش حرارة كتير, it will contract. هيحصل له انكماش تاني ويرجع لوضعه الأصلي like that. So which one is better? Surely second one. So why we have gaps? ليه بنحط gaps أو بنحط فجوات أو فراغات between railway track to avoid bending عشان أمنع عملية مهمة جدا بنسميها bending أو انحناء. Again, look here at the picture or look at any railway track at your daily life, at metro stations, at train station, you will find surely gaps between the tracks of the railway. Why? To avoid bending or to avoid buckling or to avoid twisting. ممكن أقول أي كلمة من دول. Bending معناها انحناء, buckling برضو انحناء أو twisting برضو معناها انحناء عشان أمنع إن يحصل له expanding أو bending أو buckling عشان أمنع أي accident. So if this question is come in give reason like that, look here I have many picture of this phenomena in railway tracks. Also we can use this phenomena in bridges برضو موجودة في بعض الكباري. Look here I have a very important picture. Look here. This bridge has gaps. Why? ليه هنا في gaps فجوات في الكوبري? Because metal expand by heating and in very hot summer days they will expand and touch each other only without bending or without twisting or buckling. يعني في أيام الصيف الحارة جدا هيحصل لهم تبدد وهيقابلوا بعض لكن بدون انحناء. فبالتالي ما ينفعش أو مش هيعمل أي accident. Okay? So again, gaps are found in bridges or in railway tracks. Why? To avoid bending or buckling or twisting, so it will prevent accident. هيمنع أي حوادث. So I have another picture for that. Look here. Another picture for what happened in winter or what happened in summer. Look here. شوف مع بعض. Okay. In summer days or in very hot summer days, what happened here? The railway track or the bridge gaps are connected to each other because they expanded by heat. هنا الحالة في الصيف حصل لهم تمدد وقابلوا بعض، لكن الحالة اللي فاتت كانت في الشتاء. They are very far away from each other because they contract by cooling. So I can say that any matter or any metal, especially metal, can expand by heating and contract by cooling. Again, any matter or most matters can expand by heating and contract by cooling. So we leave what? We leave gaps between railway track like this or between bridges gaps or bridges parts. Why? To prevent bending or buckling or twisting and thus avoid accident. وبالتالي هتجنب أي حوادث. Okay? So space are left. Again, this is a question. Between railway tracks to avoid buckling or twisting or bending. كل الكلمات دي بنفس المعنى. Buckling أو twisting أو bending معناها انحناء that caused accident اللي هيسبب الحوادث. So again, it's a very important point of give reason. Space are left between railway tracks to avoid what? To avoid buckling or twisting or bending that cause accident. Okay? So now we have many important give reason in this episode. By this point, I have finished all what I explained. So now we can summarize what we have started by give reason question. First question says that first question, or before the give reason, I'm so sorry, we will have a summarize for the uses of good conductors and the bad conductor of heat. Okay? Before give reason question for this lesson, I will have a summary for the uses of good conductors and the bad conductors of heat. Look here. We can use aluminum in what? Use of good conductors such as aluminum in cooking pots and tea boilers. Also, we can use iron in what? Also in cooking pots and tea boilers. We can use also copper. We know copper is a very precious metal, but in all days we were used to use it. كانوا بيستخدموه زمان في الأيام من سنين طويلة شوية في cooking pots أو tea boilers. Also, again, copper is used in cooking pots and tea boilers. So we can summarize all metals or all good conductor of heat are used in cooking pots and tea boilers. So what about stainless steel? Also stainless steel is used in cooking pots and tea boilers. So what about the uses of bad conductor of heat? We have many examples of bad conductor of heat such as plastic, wool, glass, wood, air, and so on. So we can use plastic and wood in what? In handles or in making handles of cooking pots, kettles, and utensils. طبعا يد مقبض الحله او يد الحله او الكاتل او غلايه الشاي او البراد لازم تكون من ماده bad conductor. Why? To not flow heat through your hand عشان ما توصلش حراره ليا, or because they are bad conductor that prevent leakage of heat to your hand عشان تمنع تسرب او وصول اي حراره لايد الشخص وبالتالي ما يحصلوش اي مشكله. So again, plastic and wood are used in making handles of cooking pots, kettles, and utensils. Okay, so what about wool? Wool, الصوف, is also a bad conductor, and it's used in what? It's used in making heavy clothes and blankets. بستخدمه في صناعة الملابس الثقيلة for winter للشتاء, and blankets وكمان البطاطين. So again, wool is a bad conductor, not good conductor. في ناس كتير قوي بيفهموا ان الوول good conductor عشان بيدفي. لا, هو الفكرة كلها ان هو prevent leakage of heat, بيمنع تسرب الحرارة, يبقى هو اكيد كده bad conductor. Okay, so again, wool is used in making heavy clothes and blankets, so it's a bad conductor of heat. Again, wool is a bad conductor of heat. So here I have a short story. هي قصة قصيرة جدا. Look here, I have an iceman in the middle, okay, and someone says that I think it will keep him cold and stop him melting. يعني لو الايسمان ده will start melting, هيبدأ يحصل له melting أو ينصهر أو يسيح. الشخص ده بيقول إن لو استخدمت الكوت heavy coat like this, it will keep him cold, هتخليه بارد زي ما هو, and stop him melting. Okay, so the other girl, في بنت تانية بتقول لي don't put the coat on the snowman, it will melt him. ما تحطش الكوت on the snowman, it will melt him, هيخليه ينصهر. The other person says that I don't think the coat will make any difference. أنا بقول إن الكوت ده مش هيعمل أي فرق. So which one of them is right? Which one of them is right? Surely the first one. Why? Because I said that the coat is a very bad conductor because it's made of wool, so it makes the iceman or the snowman will stop melting. Okay? So now, نقطة بينا ملاحظة مهمة جدا. Heavy clothes and the blankets are bad conductors, as I said before, of heat. So they are used in winter to keep the body warm. Again, heavy clothes and the blankets are bad conductors, not good conductors of heat, so they are used in winter to keep the body warm. Okay, now let's summarize or let's finish our lesson by making a comparison between heat conductors and the bad conductor. عايز ألخص كل اللي قلته ما بين ال good conductor و bad conductor in a very important and a very short and simple at the same time table. جدول ملخص جدا وسهل جدا يلخص لي كل الدرس اللي احنا قلناه النهارده. Okay, we have differentiated between two types of material which are good conductors and bad conductor. Again, we have divided all matters to good conductor, number one, مواد موصلة للحرارة, and the bad conductor. So now let's start with the definition. هبدأ في أول comparison بينهم بالفرق في التعريف أو الفرق في definition. So definition of good conductor of heat, they are materials that conduct heat and let heat flow through. They are materials that conduct heat and let heat flow through. Again, but so about bad conductor of heat, they are materials that don't conduct heat and don't let heat flow through. عشان كده الفرق بينهم هو كلمتين بس, هو نفس الكلمة فعلا, don't conduct and don't let. Don't. So again, the definition is very easy today because they are or they seem to be like each other. Two definitions شبه بعض جدا جدا. Again, good conductor of heat, they are materials that conduct heat and let heat flow through. But what about bad conductor? They are materials that don't conduct heat and don't let heat flow through. So, what about examples? We have many examples of good conductors such as copper, aluminum, iron, stainless steel, and all metals. All metals are surely good conductor of heat. So, what about bad conductor of heat? Like glass, wood, paper, wool, air, liquids, rubber, and so on. Rubber, المطاط كمان بعتبره bad conductor. So we have many bad conductor of heat such as glass, wood, paper, wool, air, and so on. So the last point of comparison is that the use or the usage of each one of them. استخدام good conductor واستخدام bad conductor. Good conductor such as what? Such as making cooking pans making cooking pans or cooking pots, tea boilers or boilers, milk boiler, any boiler or any cooking pots or cooking pan must be made of good conductors such as stainless steel or aluminum or iron. Why? Because they conduct heat and let heat flow through. So what about bad conductors? They are used in making handles of cooking pans and handles of tea boilers, and also heavy clothes and also woolen clothes. بستخدم المواد العازلة للحرارة أو المواد رديئة توصيل الحرارة in making handles يد الحلة أو مقبض الحلة أو الحلل أو أواني الطهي. heavy clothes الملابس الثقيلة for winter, and the woolen clothes الملابس الصوفية also for winter. So now let's have a summary for give reason for what we have started today. ناخد كده كام give reason مهمين قوي لدرس النهارده because it's a very easy lesson and important lesson at the same time. درس مهم جدا وسهل جدا في نفس الوقت. So number one, say that give reason. Copper differ from iron in conducting heat. السؤال بيقول لي ليه الكوبر بيختلف عن الايرن in conducting heat. Let us see the question again. The question says that copper differ in iron. السؤال بيقول لي copper differ from iron in conducting heat. So the answer will be that I can say because. طب هنا السؤال بيقول لي copper وايرن والاثنين good conductor. What can I say? Okay, because I can say that because copper conducts heat faster than copper هيوصل أسرع من faster than iron. Okay, اتفقنا ان الكوبر هو the best metal in conducting it. هو أحسن معدن توصيل الحرارة. So again I can say that because copper conducts heat faster than iron. So another question. The question says that iron is considered as a conductor while wood is considered as an insulator. يعني insulator هي بنفس المعنى لباك conductor. يبقى اتفقنا النهارده قسمنا كل الماتيريالز ل two types which are good conductors and the bad conductor. او بدل باك conductor هسميها insulator، ولو اني بحب التسميه بتاع باك conductor افضل شويه، لان معنى insulator معناها عازل، وهي ما بتعزلش تماما، هي بس بتبطئ توصيل الحراره او ما بتوصلش بدقه تماما يعني. So again, iron is considered as a conductor while wood is considered as an insulator. So I can say that because the answer نكتب مع بعض because iron conducts heat and let heat to flow through. يعني الايرن بيسمح بتوصيل الحرارة. Okay. So what about wood? Again, wood don't or doesn't conduct heat. Wood doesn't conduct heat، مش هيسمح بتوصيل الحرارة. طبعا هو بيسمح بس بكمية أقل كتير جدا، يعني عشان كده في ناس كتير قوي تقول لي طب ما هو الجلاس بيسخن لما بنحط فيه هات تي. هو بيسخن بس مش زي الستانلس ستيل أو الألومنيوم أو الأيرن. يعني معنى كلمة باك كوندكتور اللي هم already gets hot بس with the less degree، بدرجة أقل كتير جدا من good conductor. يبقى عشان نفرق بين الاثنين، good conductor بيوصل الحرارة بسرعة جدا وبكمية كبيرة جدا، back conductor بيوصل بس مش قوي، يعني أو اقدر عليه كده don't conduct heat with the same degree like the good conductor of heat. Okay, so now let's complete the question. The question says that iron is considered as a good conductor, but wood is a bad conductor. So the answer, because iron conducts heat faster than wood, or because iron conducts heat and let heat flow through. So what about wood? Wood doesn't conduct heat and doesn't let heat to flow through. Okay, so I can differentiate between all matters in conducting heat from 2 points or from 1 point only: bad conductor and good conductor. Another question. The question says that wearing heavy clothes in winter. ليه بلبس heavy clothes in winter? Surely because heavy clothes are what? Are bad or good conductor? Surely again, as I said, because heavy clothes not clothes. Okay, بننطقها دايما كده heavy clothes مش clothes. Heavy clothes are bad conductor of heat. And also I can add، ممكن ازود حته مهمه جدا او point مهم جدا، that prevent leakage of heat، بتمنع تسرب الحراره. عشان كده بنحس بالدفء لما نكون لابس heavy clothes in winter. Leakage of heat. Okay, so again, because heavy clothes are bad conductor of heat that prevent leakage of heat. So the question again says that سؤال كان بيقول لي give reason wearing heavy clothes in winter. Wearing heavy clothes in winter. So the answer will be الإجابة هتكون because heavy clothes are bad conductor of heat and that prevent leakage of heat. Another question. I think our time is up, but now it will be the last question. I think that electric iron handle is made of plastic. Electric iron handle يعني يد المكوى الكهربية is made of plastic. دايما تعملوا plastic. Why? Because plastic. So the answer will be that because plastic is a bad conductor of heat. Because plastic is a bad conductor of heat. Because plastic is a bad conductor. Also that بيمنع that prevent leakage of heat. Okay, so by this question we have finished all what we have studied today. I summarize what we have studied today with you. We have studied the difference between heat energy and temperature, and it's a very important difference. We said that heat energy is a form of energy that transfer from higher temperature object to the lower temperature object. And also we have studied what's meant by temperature. Temperature is the degree of hotness or coldness of the body. And also we have done an activity to show the difference between good conductor and bad conductor. We make that or we found that لقينا ان حاجه مهمه جدا في مواد بنسميها good conductors ومواد بنسميها bad conductors. Okay, so by this point I can say to you goodbye. I'm afraid our time is up, and we'll complete the lesson 2 in the next episode inshallah next Saturday. And now thank you and goodbye.